This is my 99 Ford F350 I'm putting together to use in my truck repair business as a service truck. It'll have a crane, utility bed, welder, air compressor, that type of stuff mounted on it. Bought this truck, had a 5.4 gas burner with a automatic transmission, and I removed it and put a 12-valve Cummins. I'll show you a little bit about it. This engine, 96 model, come out of a Bluebird school bus, 90,000 miles on it. When I put it together, I decided I want to make it to where it wouldn't break down on me as I'm out working on other breakdowns for other people. Some of the things I did to make sure that it wouldn't break down is like the manual shutoff. This is like a heavy equipment farm tractor type shutoff. That makes where the engine doesn't have to have electric to run. You can see some of the various brackets I've made. Throttle cable. The intercooler tubes. This is mandrel bent tubing I bought. You can see right here where I put it together. Same for the coolant tubes. There's the other intercooler tube. That's where I put it together. Also, little add-ons like this. Heater core bust, starts leaking, or one of the hoses, I can shut it off. Same thing at the lower one. I don't know if it can be seen right down there, the blue handle. Also, 165 amp, 18-wheeler alternator. Serpentine belt drive system. All this I fabricated. These pulleys, idler pulleys, are off a 6-old Power Stroke engine. It's the right width. It's an 8-groove belt. One thing I like to show people, the fan setup. Of course, I've got the fan blades off from it right now, but this fan is electric actuated. These wires all hooked to a thermostat controlled switch. This fan kicks on and off as needed through the air conditioned high pressure switch or an engine coolant temperature switch. Also, I'm going to add a manual override switch to kick it on. Something else I want to show, my alternator tensioner. This is 18-wheeler. I fabricated the rod part. This part is off an 18-wheeler. Manually tension this belt instead of having a spring-loaded tensioner, which the springs wear and give out, break down. Put this on there. There's trucks that's got over 2 million miles on the road that have that set up. If it'll work on one of those, it'll work on this truck. So I tied the power steering simple hookup into the Ford vacuum operated brakes. The reason I done that and didn't go with the hydro boost, if you have a failure with the steering, it affects your brakes. If you have a failure with the brakes, it affects your steering. These are completely separated from each other, so if something goes wrong, it doesn't stop you. Coolant reservoir. This aftermarket Dorman part, so I haven't plumbed it in yet. As you can see right here, that hose will come down around and go down to that small nipple on the bottom of the radiator to fill the coolant. Show you a little bit about the interior now. Of course, I've got it apart, the dash panel. I had to tie in some of the wiring. As you see, I'm going to dismantle this instrument panel and delete the oil pressure and the coolant. I'll just black those out The fuel and volt will still be here. I don't need those anymore because I've got a gauge pod. This reason for this is keep the truck and the engine independent of each other. The gauges to the engine are manual. They do not have to have electric to work. And these are truck. Of course, if something fails in the truck, these will drop, but it don't stop me. I can verify that I do have fuel by sticking the tank. So I don't have to have that one. This one here, it doesn't really mean anything unless it's in the middle of the night and I lose my alternator. Like I said before, the engine doesn't have to have electric to run, just to start. And even then, I can roll it off. The manual shut off I showed earlier. Right, here's where it comes to. You can shut the key off. The engine still runs until you pull that. I'll start it up. Let you listen now. Oh yeah, this light right here. That's a low oil pressure. You saw earlier above the oil filter. It had a electric sender unit that goes directly to this, nowhere else. Reason this is here, and at that point on the oil filter housing, if I drop oil pressure, it shows me instantly. Number two reason, this having two separate shutoffs, the engine then the truck. If I'm real carried away and shut the engine off and forget to turn the key off, I won't have a dead battery. When I shut the engine down, this light comes on. It's right here where I'll see it. Even through the window it can be seen. It's just a fail-safe I put in there for my own self. Now I'm going to start it. Mind that this truck does not have a preheater of any sort on it. The engine. The exhaust system is going to be 4-inch straight pipe. It is a little cold, so it's got a little smoke coming out of it. As you can see the straight pipe, I'm actually today put the exhaust system on it. Oh yeah, the drive line is custom length. Mount for the carburetor and I built. Fuel system. Nylon air, the freight liner's been using this setup for years. The reason for putting that type of fuel system on it, if I get a hole in the line, I can take a coupler for an air line and repair it instead of going to the parts store. Those fuel lines run into a 18-liter fuel filter. It's the lowest part of the system. Gets all the water out of it. So you get good oil pressure. I believe the old engine will work for f350. It's going to be running about 9,000 pound total weight. Should have plenty enough power. I'm going to shut it down now. See the way the light works. And when I cut the key, the light cuts. I've worked on this truck for a little while, just off and on when I've got spare time. 3.5, 4-year project total, buying the truck, hunting the perfect engine, gathering up parts, studying what I need to use. The parts I don't want to use, I stay away from. It's coming together. Hopefully have it done here in a little while. If anybody's interested in having this type of work done, you can contact me. It's Carroll Truck and Equipment Repair, Tazewell, Tennessee, 423-526-3948. I have plenty of references. I am a federally licensed airframe and power plant mechanic. That's aircraft mechanic, for those of you who don't know those meanings. So you'll get that type of work if you bring something to me. Aircraft grade. Thanks for watching.